Welcome in, everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. 58 of you already. This is
It's gonna be a
exciting.
fun Q&A session or a live session.
It is. Well, the Instagram method is like so core that I like talking about it because it's what makes or breaks your success as a real estate photographer, and especially early on in your business. So got Kenny here. He knows Instagram and the Instagram method better than anybody else. It's kind of his specialty. So I'm in good company today. I'm going to do basically, if you received the email about the live, which is probably why the majority of you are here, you saw that we requested Instagram usernames ahead of time. So we have, how many do we have, Kenny? 7, something like that?
Ooh, yeah, we got 7 or 8. Yeah.
So we're going to go through those first. But before we jump into that and audit those, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Instagram method if you're unfamiliar. So we've tested just about every way to get clients as a real estate media company possible, right? From stuff that works like the Instagram method to stuff that doesn't work and everywhere in between: cold calls, brokerage presentations, Facebook ads, cold emails. We've tested a ton of stuff, and we found that the Instagram method is by far the most effective way hour per hour to get more clients and to get new clients. And so if you don't know what the Instagram method is, from a very high level view, you send messages, DMs, direct messages on Instagram to real estate agents offering a free first shoot. And there's a little bit more that goes into it than that. If you want to learn that, go to my bio on Instagram or on YouTube. There's a workshop that will explain it. So I'm going to assume you guys all know what the Instagram method is, and then we'll take it from there. If you didn't see the email and you didn't add yours, yes, if we have time at the end, we're going to do the first 7 that we already have. You'll be able to learn a lot from them because Kenny and I were talking before this. And we're like, man, it's the same thing over and over, which is good because there's a right way to do it. With that being said, I guess pull up the first one, Kenny, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, and just a little, I'll share my screen right now, actually. Just to talk a little bit about the Instagram and why we think that the profile is very important is because essentially, I'm not sure who mentioned it. It was either you or Jared, Eli. Instagram is basically like your salesperson. And so whenever you send a DM to the agent that you're trying to get as a client, first thing they're going to do is they're going to see like, who is this person? I don't know this person. I've never heard of him. And then they're going to click on your profile, and this is what they're going to see. So we'll start out with Martin Photography Real Estate Media. So a few things here. Lovely photos, first of all. I think the photos look absolutely great. But something that doesn't tell me here is who are you or who you are. If I was an agent and I were to see this, I mean, like all these photos are beautiful. You could have just gotten them off of Google. And so something that we like doing is, this is the fake profile that I've made in under an hour. I like to say in under an hour because I get a lot of coaching students say like, oh, it's going to take me a week or so. I'm like, oh, it doesn't take that long. So something that you see in this profile is me. So you'll see my nice profile photo here. I don't have my logo. And part of the reason is because the logo absolutely doesn't mean anything to anyone except the person who made it. Unless you're Facebook, Amazon, somebody huge that people know of, the logo means absolutely nothing. And so I like picking my profile photo because the first thing they see in a message is my face. And so they're like, okay, it's a real person. Then they click on my profile. And so the next things that they'll see is, first of all, a photo of me. I have a little introduction of who I am, what I serve, who I serve, things like that. And it's a photo of me. Then the next 2 photos are going to be my portfolio pieces. So it's like photos that I've taken. The next photo is going to be of me as well, but it's not going to be like a headshot photo or anything. It's going to be a few photos of me shooting. So essentially doing what I'm promising the agent that I'm going to do for them, which is shoot photos, videos, whatever it may be. Then the next photos are going to be more portfolio pieces. So you can add photos, you can do reels, whatever you want to put in here. Just make sure it looks good. Notice that for the reel, I made sure that the thumbnail looks actually, it's a house. So like they know exactly what they're clicking on. Let me see if you have a video in here. Because sometimes we'll
what
see.
What are the say hellos on there? Are those the agents or what is that team? Or
sorry, what was that?
Oh, go back to the profile we're critiquing first. What is the middle post on the second row where it says say hello?
Say hello. Say hello to our team.
Okay, so it's a team member. So you're starting to bring people in there. You're doing a little bit of that. But what Kenny's saying is absolutely true. Like you right now, I don't know how many, I wonder how many team members this person has. But you could even have like a picture of your team in the bio. Like you want to have, what Kenny's saying is absolutely right. And I don't mean to interrupt, Kenny. I'll let you keep going. But
Yeah.
Continue. Yeah.
Yeah. So where I was going with this, like essentially like, I mean, with this, I mean, I didn't even notice, like I take Instagram like as if I was a recruiter and this is your portfolio or your resume as well. If I'm in a rush, I'm going to look at it as like, I don't know who this person is. And I'm just going to either ignore the message or just like your message and just move on. Like Eli pointed this out, I didn't even notice because I didn't really care to
You know
check.
why? It's 'cause it looks like a stock template. It
Yeah.
looks like an ad. And so if you go back to your demo profile, this feels very like, so first of all, this is funny because Kenny and I made this. He said this and he reiterated, I'm going to do it again. This
Yeah.
took literally an hour to set up,
The whole
including taking the behind the scenes. He was like, hey, can you shoot some photos of me faking that I'm going to shoot real estate? Like, you don't even have to actually be at a shoot. And we
Yeah.
shot those all at the house that we all used to work at that I rented. And so see how his feel very like dynamic and like authentic versus the other one. Those photos are way more like corporate looking. And I think there's a lot of just trust that's contributed to the more authentic thing. So,
and this is where a lot of people actually spend their time on as well. So we'll get a lot of coaching students who are like, okay, like I got a Canva account. How would you recommend I post these photos, or like what graphics should I put? I'm like, notice mine, I have no graphics at all. These photos took 6 minutes. I was checking my phone just to see, like, so I was able to tell people like how long it actually took to set this whole thing up. And like Eli literally took some photos of me and like from different angles at different places, but it was like all in one place in one single day.
With this profile, like the reason we're showing you this is a profile that we use for coaching students to kind of help direct them. And we hold their hand every step of the way, making sure their profile is perfect because of how much it matters. And that's why we wanted to do this video as well. But one thing that we've found is that first of all, just big picture wise, most people are so excited to send DMs that they don't spend any time on their profile. But the second thing is this profile is what our most successful students' profiles look like. It's very authentic and it makes it look real. So anyway, continue.
Yeah. And so what I would change for you, Martin, definitely put a photo of you in here. And if you have a team, then put a photo of your whole team. So it just shows that like there's people in there. Try not to do a lot of these stock images or like too corporate-y, too professional. I mean, like, notice that this is like super simple. The more simple it is, like the less polished it is, the more people are going to trust you, because it just shows that, like, here's an example I think I've heard you use, Eli. It's like when you're scrolling through Facebook and you go through an ad and you see like a super polished, good video, like with text, graphic and stuff, you know that you're being sold into something, so you ignore it. But when it's like some guy on his phone, just like, hey, how's it going? Blah, blah, blah. You're like, who is this guy? Did I accidentally friend him? Like, let me watch this video or something. Like, you're more intrigued to the less polished videos rather than like the corporate style, that you see here.
Well, and also just to make a distinction between people who have and don't have a team. So if you have a team, I don't know how big your team is. I don't know how big this person specifically's team is. If you have like 8-10 people, yeah, you're moving more towards logo time because people know that and they've seen it. But if it's just 2 of you, 3 of you, like a small team, I would go profile photo all day of you. And also that's when you're probably doing the Instagram method more anyways, when you're smaller.
Yeah. And like, that's the thing. Like, you can do your logo if you have enough clients and you're just like, okay, I'm just doing Instagram method for fun or just having a VA do it. But like, if you're in the growth phase and you are wanting to get more clients and you're struggling to get clients, definitely go this route. Like, you are the brand. Your logo, once again, like with love, it means absolutely nothing. You are the brand right now until you get to a point that are like, okay, I have a big enough team that I can, move over to the logo side and more of that, make it that the branding.
Are you able to like hit Command Plus and make that bigger? Does that work?
Let's see.
Hopefully. Oh, bless. Yeah, go a little more if you can, just so it's still super small on my screen. Okay, so I wanted to go to the bio too. So go back to the other bio. I just had some thoughts on that. You might have to do it to every window. That's very annoying. Zoom in a little. Okay, so you got some emojis on there. I would have like a little bit more bright emojis that just look a little bit more fun. I think that's a good idea. I love how you have dedicated, like you can see this one, there's a little more color, so it stands out, looks a little less like boring. I love how you have dedicated client experience and free floor plan with each shoot, and you say the service areas you serve. So I think your bio is pretty well done there. You have real estate media as your name. That's awesome. I would, once you change the profile picture, I would consider changing the Instagram story highlight reel or whatever that's called, photos too, so they're different for each one, be a little more engaging. But I think that's pretty good. I mean, overall profile, I'd give it a solid like 7 out of 10. Just bring a little bit more personality into it. So
great too. Something that a lot of people spend on, especially, I'm not sure where you're at, like if you're in the growth phase or if you already have an established team with a lot of clients and all that. But in the beginning, a lot of people will worry a lot about posting. And we'll talk about it with all these other profiles as well. And so what I tell students, especially when they start out and they're going to do the Instagram method, is like post on your stories more than posting here. Like once you get your first 9 posts, just leave it alone. This doesn't matter. Like, this is your salesperson. You posting more, like, don't prioritize that. Prioritize posting on your story, because people engage and connect with you that way. And so it could be, you at a shoot, you at a coffee shop, walking with your dog. Like, people will connect with you in different ways. And so posting at least once a day on your story,
behind the scenes stuff too, like you said, like even if it's personal stuff, walking your dog, whatever you do, share it. And for everybody that missed, we had a bunch of people join like after we talked about it. Your Instagram profile, we say, is your 24/7 virtual salesperson. What that means is, like Kenny said it early on in the live here, when you send an Instagram message using the Instagram method, the first thing they're going to do is click on your profile and look at it. So if you had a salesperson for your business, you would make sure they knew what to say and said the right things. And that's what your bio is. And that's what all this info you're putting on there is. You would make sure they looked and dressed professionally, right? Because that's going to be important. You would make sure that they introduced themselves. And that's kind of what your profile picture does. And so that's why we hit on that. But anyway, go to the next one. We'll review that. We'll give everybody a score too. I think 7 out of 10 is fair. Maybe a high 6.5.
Something I would do in this, actually, one last thing, pin a post. So you'll notice here that if I had a team, I would pin this and make myself the owner. I don't know who the owner is in this. I see these two people. I'm like, is he the owner? Is he the owner? Or are they just
even like pin a team post that says like, hey, this, my name is Scott and this is Jeff or whatever. Scott's like, I'm the owner, blah, blah, blah. Jeff's been serving us for whatever amount of time. Like, yeah, that's a good one. Pin the post that show not just product.
For sure. We'll go over to the next one over here. RJ
Low hanging fruit. Let me just say, a lot of fixes needed. Go for it.
Yeah, I have no idea who this person is. The first thing that I would think, and this is something that Jarrett thinks as well, and this is for everyone, think objectively with your business. So how would a client feel if they actually clicked on this? Like, how would you feel if you got a message from this profile? Once again, I'm not bashing on you. This is literally just to help you out. I mean, I would think this is a photo editor, and then I would just probably
or just like a faceless company. Like, it doesn't. Can you Command Plus it a little bit?
Yes.
So right away, there's going to be a common theme on all these. You'll see we're probably going to tell you to put more pictures of you. So 0 out of 10 on that. There's no pictures of you. A profile picture is a logo that literally doesn't even say your brand name. Like, it doesn't. So that's a 0 out of 10 with love. Your profile picture says, or go up a little bit more. Your bio says professional. So RJ Photo Block, I think that's the company name, which is fine. I would put the little long line after and then say real estate media, because it doesn't say specifically up there. And then you have below professional real estate photography, specializing in stunning visuals for your property, schedule, shoot. Very corporate and boring. Go to the sample profile again. Look at this one. It's very clear what it is. Photos, videos, reels, and more. Looks fun. A one-stop shop. That's cool. Shows the location and where you serve. And then immediately below has a call to action where they can book you. And the name says Austin Real Estate Media. So they know very clearly this is a real estate media company in Austin. So go back to the next profile. We won't spend a lot of time on that one because there's a lot of stuff that already, I think needs to be fixed. So solid 2 out of 10 on that one. You got a lot of work to do, but that's the good news.
Yeah. We talked a little bit on the previous profile, but don't spend time on doing this. Like, people don't care about this. It's like a great example is like when you find an agent who all they have is just like these house sold or things like that. It's like, I don't care about that. Like, I want to get to know you and like what you actually did. And so,
well, and if you're going to do tips, I think it's fine to educate, right? We both agree with that, but go down to those posts. Rather than doing 6 tips for selling your home, literally go like this, pull out your phone and be like, I'm going to show you 6 tips for how you can blank, right? And then you can do one at a time and then edit it together. That's going to be 1,000 times more engaging and it gets you on there. So maybe click on it. Let's see if they did anything like that before we roast too much.
No, that was it. I mean, like, everything looks very generic. That's the thing. So it's just like, right off the bat, I mean, like, if I would have clicked in this profile, it's like, I don't know if there's a photo editor. I don't have time for this. It looks a little bit boring.
The good news is, do you agree that this can be fixed in like 30 minutes?
Yes. 100%. Yes. Yeah, you can get anyone. Now you may say, like, I have no one to take photos of me. Get a tripod, put your phone on a timer, put it on a wall, do anything and just take photos of yourself. And once again, it doesn't need to be at a shoot. It could literally be at a park. People won't know. Let's go to the next profile.
2 out of 10 is the final rating with love.
This person, I think you're spending too much time on making the photos too pretty. They look fantastic. I would make this, once again, this is your.
That's better though. It's better. It's fun, but it's not great. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, you are the brand. So make sure that your face is the one that shows in the profile photo.
Yeah. It doesn't have to be a professional headshot. You can bring your personality in. Like, that's not bad. I would just say camera takes up too much and you should be a little more clear who you are.
100%. A lot of people are just, Jared even says that to his students, like, go outside right now and literally take a selfie. That's
Yeah.
it. It doesn't need to be professional or anything.
Bio looks great. Instagram story highlights look decent.
Yeah.
The name and real estate photography, does it say where they're from or where they shoot? Yes, Northern New Jersey. I would take off the personal account. Click on the personal account. Let's see if there's a reason to have it. Because I mean, it's not bad. It shows more about you. I would take it off, and I would bring more of you into the page.
Yeah. Yeah. Once again, like, I don't know in what phase you're at in your business, but like, if you're in a growth phase, you don't need to be spending time making sure that this looks super good like this. You just need simple photos like that, simple profile, a good enough profile.
More of you on there. I think there's some, which is nice. Scroll down. Let's see if there's like a welcome post. Yeah, just more like I want to see your face very quickly it'd be like if the salesman walked in like with a coat over his face and didn't like it's
like
weird.
Going like this, you know, like, but you know.
But I mean, this is a better one. I would give this like a solid 7 out of 10.
Yeah, 7 out of 10 is pretty good. Once again, be posting daily on your story, personal, business, like behind the scenes, basically.
Kenny will call you out for no story post with love, as always.
They look very stock image. Like, I think I would have gotten these images at pexcells.com. So like, they don't even seem real to me.
Well, I think it's because they're missing that's the thing. If you don't have you in there, the photos look like stock images. So I think the photos are even fine if you just brought you in there and some behind the scenes.
I mean, if anything, that's a compliment too. Like, the fact they look stock images, that's a compliment. Like, I don't see you. Like, great that you have yourself in there, but like, zoom in a little, like, to your face. Yeah. I want to see more of you, and then obviously more of you here.
There's one at the bottom. Pin that to the top if you're going to have that at least.
Yeah.
Click on the post. How that post looks.
This one. Let's see.
What.
Nice to meet you. My name is Mike. Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I mean, like,
somebody as a salesperson, you said, "Hey, I'm Mike. Nice to meet you," and then you didn't say anything else after. Now, in person, it would be harder to do that because they would like introduce themselves and you talk, but be like, that's great as a headline, but then build some depth out so it doesn't look like you just threw the account together super quick. Be like, I've been a photographer for 2 months if you're new, and be like, but I'm super excited to be in this industry. It's been a dream of mine to own a business. If you've been a photographer for 20 years, explain that as well. Like, introduce yourself, give them some knowledge where you guys are, or where you are in the process. Yeah, and like Kenny said, I mean, definitely zoom in. Your bio looks pretty good. Freelance. I wouldn't say freelance. That makes it seem like you're like kind of on the side. I would just say real estate, media blank or whatever, like photos, videos, 3D tours, like clearly say what you have. And then
freelance makes it seem like you're doing this part-time. So like, you're not taking it too serious. So agents want consistency. So they don't want to be wondering if they can rely on you sometimes or all the time. So
yeah. First of all, we're loving this in the comments, Kenny. So I'm glad we made this happen. And thanks everybody for being here. I always like people that are willing to spend their evenings learning about their business. That's my type of people. And we have 101 of those type of people in here. So thank you to everyone for being here. And solid 7 out of, no, this one's not a 7 out of 10. The last one was a 7 out of 10. I give this one a 5, 6.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, it just looks like you're doing this part-time. That's the thing. Yeah. And so, yeah, I mean, there's room for growth. Next.
Oh, wait. Oh, it's okay. No, it was small. I'll get on another one. Oh, you have that Command Z. It was just after your name. So the Mike Morris, go back to yours, Kenny. I don't know if it has it on yours, does it? What you can do is, if you're going to do that, you would do like Kenny Kubis and then the line Austin Real Estate Media is a good way to do that. You can do that. Some people don't like doing that. I think initially because people can search Austin Real Estate Media and will show up, but I would put something that says Real Estate Media in there, even over your name necessarily, but I think that's good.
Sweet.
What was that, a 6 out of 10? That was a 6, right?
That was a 6. This one's a 0. I'm sorry. I just like, I don't know what you do. So there's there.
Well, do you know, it's not a 0 for food. It's a 0 for real estate media. That's what we were talking about before. It just doesn't, Command plus it up a little bit. What does it say in the bio?
It says photos and videos that drive sales and bring brand awareness.
This is big. I want to talk about this specifically. If you have thoughts, jump in, Kenny. But the reason he immediately said 0 is because we're talking about real estate media. One of the biggest mistakes people make is they try to use an old photography account or an old personal account and do real estate media on that. Like, you want to start from scratch. It needs to be so real estate media focused. So for food photography, I think this is awesome. Maybe that's why it was submitted. For real estate, and we know nothing about food photography. For real estate media, this is not an account you want to send the Instagram method messages from. It's just not going to work.
Also, this goes with for websites as well. If you have a website that says for weddings, portraits, real estate, you got to make a website straight just for real estate. But then again, I also don't recommend having a website until you make at least 15K a month. So
I do think for food photography, it's pretty good. I love the little case study in there. Help grow, increase sales. But we're not even going to spend any more time on this because it's not real estate media. So pretty good for food. I'll give it an 8 out of 10 for food, 0 for real estate media.
This one is repetitive too. Amazing photos, but once again, like I see all these amazing photos, and I think it's a photo editor.
Well, that is got to be a stock photo, right? That one, the second row down on the right.
This one
can it a little bit too. I have those old eyes, Mr. West. I can't.
It's not letting me.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, it looks really.
That's a cool photo. Anyway,
but I mean, like I was saying, I mean, this is repetitive. First of all, I don't know what the difference is.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it just looks like a photo editor to me. You really just need to add a lot of yourself in here. Once again,
it's sad for the people that got their review done after the first couple, because they're probably already like, dang it, I know what they're going to say. And then we just dive in. So the good news is this can be fixed. There's not a single photo showing who you are on here. Not a single one. And actually, there's a lot of photos that don't feel real estate photo-y, that are more like landscape, that I would definitely not put on there.
So like for these posts, the Merry Christmas posts, once they like post this on your story, I wouldn't post it on like my feed. Just keep it quote unquote professional in the sense of like
make a video. Like, dude, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thanks so much for your support this year. Hope you have a great time with your families, and I'll see you in the new year or something, right? Like, none of these stock, every company does that. And so companies feel like they need to. We never post that kind of stuff. I mean, when we do a normal one too, sometimes our team does. And every time I see it, I'm like, don't do that. I would never, like, my feed, I spend a lot of time on social media. It's obviously like the primary driver of our coaching business. You will never see any content but video. Now, photos are okay because you're a photo editing company, but you got to get you on there. So use the Merry Christmas as an opportunity to say Merry Christmas face to face, not hand them a card.
100%. So we'll move on from this one. I mean, the bio as well. Make sure to fix it. Make it look similar to this. This looks very corporate-y. At least with numbers, good.
Yeah, I mean, that's good, but like get some emojis in there. Break it up line by line. Profile photo, you know what we're gonna say. Photo of you on there. So 4 out of 10. I mean, there's real estate focused, but there's no there's a lot of room for improvement.
Same with this one. I mean, don't include any of these. Like, I love cars, but I'm just like, if I was a real estate media company, I will not include any cars, car shows, or anything. I'm just gonna make everything related to my company. So you'll see me, but I'm gonna be holding a camera or doing something relating to the work that I'm essentially promising agents that I will do for them. You can post, like, if you like cars, you like all of that stuff, you can post it on your story. Once again, I'm big on stories, and so any hobbies, anything that you do, post them here. That's the best way people will connect with you. Anything that you
mine is pretty decent, right? Break it up line by line a little bit more, I think. What does it say? It's like really.
I mean, it's decent, but like it doesn't say anything. It's just over delivering is their mission motto, and just a bunch of hashtags. I would definitely say, like, what do you offer? You're a one-stop shop for agents, and then where you're located.
Yeah.
Change the profile photo too. Like your head is off, and then you have
like the crop. A for effort on that. Well, not really. F for effort on that one. The selfie's good, but just go outside, take a selfie. And without this, I mean, I don't know. Here's the thing. The thing with sports is some people are going to love that they see that and others aren't going to love it. So if you're going to do that, it's totally fine. I would just have it be like a not cropped as much picture.
Yeah. Next.
I like the profile picture. It's more like, it's not, yeah,
and like you can clearly see your face, and so I mean, this is really good. I would probably add emojis if that's your thing. This is great.
This one has, so I like that you're incorporating, and this is something to consider. If you're going to lean into a brand that has a very distinct image. So like the pink background, lean into it. You know what I mean? Have the stuff match. So like, and that's cool. Like I think that's captivating. You do that. You can see on mine, like I do a profile photo. I don't know if you guys can see, but it has that, right? And like my stuff matches. Like I lean into the theme. So if you're gonna lean into a theme, lean into it. You know, it's pink. Try to get some pink emojis if there's any of those in the bio. And I think you've already started doing that with the post on the right. So I would just continue that theme a little bit. I also think there's too many. Well, you have some behind the scenes too, so it's pretty good. I will say, just looking at it though, go up one more time. See the photo with her in the kitchen?
Yeah, right here.
That one I thought was just a real estate photo. So on the behind the scenes photos, you can do a bunch. That's a video actually. So I would just have the thumbnail be like a little bit more you. So they're going to do a 3-second skim when they check your profile. And so you want to have them see you like big in the ones that are you. That one just looks like a house video.
It does. I mean, this one's a solid 7 out of 10, I would say. So like, you're putting the effort. You have yourself in there. I would probably pin this to the top. That way, I mean, they're seeing you here, but like, they want to get to know you. I'm sure you have something in here. Yeah, exactly. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, that should be pinned to the top. Easy win right there.
Other than that, I mean, like, I would just try to fix it, make it all look the same. So like every 2 posts, it's a photo of me and so on. And after that,
Warrens. Do you have Warrens pulled up? That's a good example of an actual coaching client who is doing it really well. Look how like, dude, you see him so much doing his thumbs up in here when we scroll down.
That's his signature thing. Like,
he's so much, you just know who he is. And it's like, and this, you know, worked really well for him. You see him in a lot. So that's more what you want to see. I didn't even know the thumbs up was his thing until just now. And I see that he's really leaned into it. Yeah. So the posts we're referencing, Jared, is a demo account that we created just to show examples. So this is literally Kenny, who's been presenting a lot of the time. That's him just made an account as to show an example. But you can also follow Warren. Go to Warren's. He's gonna be like, man, where did all these real estate photographers come from following me? At Media Co. You can follow him if you want to see, but I think he does a really good job. Also, you notice, let's see what his story is. He has a story posted. It's the first one showing behind the scenes.
And then him. Look at what he's saying. So finished up a shoot for this person. Now this person's going to tag him or repost this story, and then now he's going to get more followers of other agents that are going to be like, oh, seems like he's good, so let me use him as well. But look at him. Thank you so much for having me help today. So good. Right?
So good.
Great job on this one. Next one, Asaf. Nice. I mean, like, overall, it looks great because I can really see. Good. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I would just try to organize it better to make it look like this once again. Just being extremely picky on this one, but I mean, like, I see your face here. Let's see.
Pretty good. I mean, this is the best one we've seen so far.
Yeah. 24-hour turnaround time, book online, tells you where you are. 107 certified, photos, videos, drone 3 tours, and more.
Scroll down. Let's see if we can find anything. Client review on there. I mean, I would say more photos of you still. Don't feel the need to post as much, but you did it really well at the top. And then there's these big gaps where it's like 7 photos or 8 photos of just houses. So try to get more of you in there. This is a good profile, though. I think,
yeah.
Like if someone's going to model a profile, like this is a solid 8 out of 10, I would say.
For sure. Yeah. Room for improvement, but like, I mean, honestly, people are not going to scroll all the way to the bottom. Once again, that's why I recommend just like fixing your first 9 posts, and because this is the first thing that they're going to see, and that, you know, they're going to do a quick 3-second skim and just, okay, cool. Like I'll work with this guy.
This feels very real. It feels like you're in business. You feel established. So I mean, I think this is a great page. The only thing you could do is after builds and lenses media, if it gives you the character space, you could do that like vertical line and then say like Phoenix Real Estate Media. Yeah,
100%. That's something I was going to add because like I know you're a real estate photographer, but it would be great to add in here that you do real estate, not just because I don't know, people could ask you for weddings and whatnot, but
really good job. Love it.
Next profile,
the best one we've seen so far,
for sure.
All right, hold on. Don't do anything on this one, Mr. West. Let's get everybody involved. So comment what needs to be fixed right here in the chat. What would you? I feel like we've just said the same thing over and over, which we were talking about is the point, right? There are things that work. Then we'll get a couple more of your profiles because we still have time. We've only been live for 30 minutes. So we need you guys to do that. Profile picture, already someone's saying, and I think that's what PFP means. But if it doesn't, tell me what that means.
I mean, good catch. I was like, I don't know what PFP is.
Yeah. Profile pic needs to be them. No logo, only headshot. Yeah. What do you guys think in the feed itself, as far as those 9 posts that we see go? Like, what would you change on there? Graphics are a little much. Yeah, I think I agree. They're horizontal too, which I see what you're trying to do, but from a quick skim perspective, it looks kind of like it doesn't fit.
It looks a little messy. That's the thing.
It does, yeah.
Like you'll see
Let's look at the highlight photos at the top, or yeah, those emojis are kind of boring. They kind of look like half-assed a little bit.
Yeah, it seems like you just do them on.
Yeah, the bio is like needs some improvement too.
This page a little mix of education, fun, and some soft sells.
I see what you were trying to do. You were trying to be like
fun, but like yeah.
24-hour
turnaround time is.
As far as full service real estate media, you know what that means. A lot of agents know, but I think it's a decent idea to break it up into like photos, videos, 3D tours, and more. Would say the same thing. Oh yeah, photo, video, reels, and more. That's really good. So you could humanize it a little bit more on that. I see you were trying to do that. I wouldn't say anything about the less than 24-hour turnaround. That's very standard. So you don't really need to put standard stuff in there. You'd want to put more. Vivian said, add more pictures of yourself. Yeah, too much landscape orientation, Brian said. Yeah, you could change the thumbnail for the horizontal post if you wanted to. More behind the scenes selfie. That's absolutely needed, especially in those top 10 posts. That's all they're going to see. And there's only one photo of you. Let's click on the photo and see what it says in the description. Okay, hey there. I'm Joe, real estate media creator. Is all about creating exceptional client experiences. I enjoy what I do. I focus on making real estate homeowners. Let's grab it. Decent. Yeah, that's good. I mean, more of it. I would share your story, what got you into the business. One thing people do wrong is they try to hide that they're new when they're new, or they try to hide that they're not a big team because they're like, man, it must be better to be a big team. And it's like, no, as a solo operator, you have advantages. Lean into that. Don't use don't use any of that stuff. You didn't do that, but I'm just saying for, something we see a lot. And then lean into it. Hey, I've been shooting real estate for 2 months. I went through a program to get certified. If you went through coaching that we have or whatever you did, like I've been super excited to be in this industry and I can't wait to make this my full-time thing. I'm just a few clients away. Like lean into that, get people invested in your story. You can do that especially well in Instagram stories. You can, share things, share wins, like let people invest in your story as a business owner. So if it was me, every time I hit a client milestone, I would be sharing it, especially early on. Hey, I now have my 20th client. And I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, that's super exciting because I cannot wait to be full-time in this business. I think around 30 clients is when I'll be able to make it happen. So if you know anybody, send them my way. But other than that, I just want to be, just want to pass on my thanks to my first 20 clients. That's been a life-changing thing. Like share that kind of stuff. People are going to get so excited for you, get stoked on it. And just like, really share that, be vulnerable. That's the best way to grow things.
And that's what helped Warren grow a ton. He just shared his stories like, hey, I'm trying to make this my full-time thing. I just need clients. And he told everyone it's just him and it helped him out a ton.
Cool. So what do we think on this one? Probably like a 6 out of 10, 5 out of 10, I'd say. There's not enough photos of him. Bio.
It seems a little messy here.
Yeah, 5 out of 10, 4 out of 10.
Sure. And that is it for the ones that sent us.
Well, that was fun.
Guys,
I feel like everybody knows how to fix their Instagram now, or at least get it like a lot better. Here's the thing we talked about at the start. We had a lot of people join late. Better late than never, but you're still late, so you missed out. But I'll repeat it for you. The amount or the quality of your profile. I'm not talking about quality of photos. I'm talking about everything we just talked about. How well you do that compared to like a 10 out of 10. Which is hard. I'd say Warren is about the closest to a 10 out of 10 because he has like a lot of posts, but he keeps them good. So he seems established. Whereas like our demo profile only has 9, but it's still good enough, right? So to get to a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10, the amount of time that you spend doing that is very high leverage because every single Instagram message that you send from that profile is going to be more effective. And so it's really worth dialing it in. But here's what it's not worth doing. A lot of people say, oh yeah, I agree. Like I'm going to dial it in. And they spend a week, 2 weeks dialing in. You can do this in a day. You can have a really good profile in about an hour. And here's the thing, the people that submitted those, first of all, thank you for submitting that, for being willing to be on the chopping block. But second of all, like you're already doing this, you're already spending time. And so your profiles are probably better than the people who didn't submit theirs. So for the rest of the 100 people listening who we didn't review, you can get your profile from like a 0 to a 7 or a 6 like this. I mean, that will take you 2 seconds. So do that. And then every message you send with the Instagram method is going to be more effective. And so
do not overcomplicate your profile. That's like it should take you an hour tops. Like post all those 9 posts in one single day. Like don't worry about like I get a lot of yeah, objections like why should I post all 9? Like my followers are gonna say something. It seemed like I'm a fake account. I was like they have other followers too, or people that they're following. Like,
they're done today.
Yeah, they're not gonna know.
What we'll do now is we have a few minutes left, so jump in there with any questions. We're not going to review any more. I think we did enough. It's going to be the same thing over and over. But that being said, we'd love to answer some questions for you. The Instagram method is the way you grow. Like that is how you grow quickly as a real estate photographer. And so this shows you the front end of that. Obviously, we'd love to work with you in coaching. We have a program called Launch, which is for people starting with zero experience in this business for the most part. Some people that do 1,000 or 2 a month in revenue, but mostly people with zero experience. We'd love to work with you in that. We'll literally handhold you as you build this profile and make sure everything is good from the profile itself to the actual DM, the videos you're sending. So the link below is for that. But in the meantime, actually one more thing on that. When you go through that, it's a short application. You'll be paired with Rod, Carl, or Philippe on my team, and they're going to talk to you about your market. They're going to talk to you about what our coaching guarantee would look like based upon your schedule and your goals. So highly encourage you to just jump on a call with them and talk. They're not pushy salespeople. That's not their job. Their job is to make sure and tell you how we can help you before we even offer you a chance to join coaching. So do that and then drop your questions in there. Asaf said, thank you for the solid review, Eli and Kenny. We'll work on those 9 boxes. Yeah, you did really, Asaf, great profile. As you know, top one we reviewed.
It was a super easy one, Brian. So he said someone posted a story of me on his page. How do I put it on mine? So if they posted it on their story, all you have to do is just go to your DMs and they should say like,
if they tag you, if they didn't tag you, you're out of luck.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough if they didn't tag you.
But if they did, yeah, your DMs, like Kenny was saying when I rudely cut him off, is there's a button that says share to your story in there when you click on it.
But also, if they posted you on their feed, so like this is, oh shoot, this is Eli. Let me unblur my background. Hold on.
Let's see, let me find some other questions in here. Yeah, and if you're late, I just saw you say that, Dana. Just for everybody, if you join late, you can totally go back and rewatch this once we're done. It'll be archived on my page. How important is
sorry. Let me answer that question real quick. If they posted you here, they didn't tag you, you can still go to the photo, go over here, and then just post it. Yes, add to story down here. And then it's just going to be posted on your story as well.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Would coaching be good for someone ready to hire employees? Yeah. So we have a program called Forward, and that's the stage you'd be in. It's our middle program, assuming you're somewhere between, probably 8 and 20 grand a month, I would guess, if you're in that phase. But yeah, same link. They will talk to you about your business. If you have a business as well, we have Forward, which is our middle coaching program. Let's see. So we are not covering anything about DMs this live. We will do another one of those specifically on auditing your messages, your engagements, and that kind of thing. This one is just focused on building your salesperson. And the next, we're going to talk about the script that salesperson will say. And by the script, I mean the DMs you're sending the video. So that will come on a future one. Let's see. Can you go over what we should do if someone ghosts you and reaching out and how often you should message? Yeah, they're going to ghost you most of the time. Keep the follow-ups light, add to your offer. There's a million different sayings in sales that are all the same thing, which is the money's made in the follow-up. So just keep following up every 2 weeks is our recommendation. If you just offered photos as your offer, you can add in a free floor plan, stuff like that. You're welcome. It's been fun. I like doing the audits. They're fun. And it's like so impactful. I'm not saying like changing your profile will change your life.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's see. If you're a one-man operation, do you think there's anything wrong with posting your family and pics? Absolutely not. Totally. If you're willing to do that, go for it. It shows personality. It's transparent. I think it's great.
I think he's meaning like on his feed. You can do that for like the first post just to introduce yourself. Like you and a camera, and then the rest like on your story.
My bad. Yeah, you're totally right. I missed that. What point in growth would you change the company name from your own name? I mean, I wouldn't start it with my own name. Like I wouldn't do like Eli Jones Photography. I did for a while, and that's not a great way to do it because it's hard when you scale. I would change it to something that you can scale with. So, Asaf was like Builds and Lenses Real Estate Media. Norman and Young is my company, but they're not expecting me because they're like, who the heck is Norman and Young, right? Norman's my middle name. Young's my brother Aaron's middle name. And we just combined them and did Norman and Young. So it scales better. So right now I would do that. Doesn't mean you can't have your name in your bio though. It could be like Asaf, and then the line Builds and Lenses Real Estate Media, or, Jason, whatever, and then your company name, because you do want to lean on your name at the start.
100%.
Glad to hear you learned a lot. We had a good time with you guys. Well, at this point, that's it for today's live. Appreciate you being here. Kenny, thank you for setting this up and making it happen.
For sure. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, and for everybody else, if you haven't yet, highly encourage you to do this. You may notice that the schedule is kind of full this week because one of Rod wasn't feeling good. And so that's getting shifted around a little bit. But you should totally grab a slot, because if it's full now, it's going to keep filling up because we're behind. So anyway, go apply, get on the schedule. We'd love to talk with you. And we'd love to share how coaching would work for you. Like I said, it's custom for everybody. And so what we do is we look at your market. I'll just tell you a little bit about the process. We look at your market, make sure that where you are works with our model. We're gonna look at your availability in your actual life. Like, what are your responsibilities? What is your job schedule? Where can that fit in? We want to make sure that we can actually help you, right? And then based upon that, we are going to give you a guarantee that is custom to you of like, here's what we promise in our contract you will have by the end of the 6-month coaching term, and we actually pay you back if you don't get there. And so it's in our interest to make sure that what we're sharing and what we think you can get to, you'll be able to hit. And so we guarantee that in how we do it. And in order to give you that guarantee, I can't guarantee 100 people the same result, right, without talking to you. And that's why we do that. So highly encourage you to do that. Excited to work with you, and yeah, jump on the call there. We'll see you next week. So we have a YouTube video. Actually, last thing quickly, we have a YouTube video going live on Sunday. That would be the steps I would take, or that is the steps I would take if I had to restart at zero with no experience to get myself from 0 to 10K a month as quickly as possible. So that'll go live Sunday, and we'll see you next Thursday for another live. On that note, everybody, enjoy your evening. Thanks so much for being here, and we'll see you later. If I can find the end screen, it's somewhere in here. I need to get a new end screen. Let's see. Here it is. See you guys later.